Are ghosts real? Is there anyone in this room who has experienced anything paranormal or seen a ghost? The Toastmaster of the day, I'll come to you. The Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My incident dates back to the time when I was in high school, some 20 years back. After coming back from school, I used to go to attend my tuition classes and return home late in the evening on my bicycle. On my way, there was a stretch of 100 meters where there was a graveyard. There are many days I had glimpses of dead bodies burning. That road was also usually deserted. There was no light on that stretch of that road. And for 15 days in a month, it was manageable because of the moonlight, but for the rest of the days, it was unimaginably difficult and petrifying. One had to just take a leap of faith and go forward and think that no one is going to hit from the back. And but there's always, a clause, you never know what is going to happen. So there is always a gust of wind blowing through the decades-old maple trees, which were planted on both the sides of the roads, which made it further spooky. And it was very dangerous that time to pass through that road. So one day what happened, I was coming from my tuition, and I had crossed almost half that stretch, and suddenly I realized that someone is following me, and I was terrified. It appeared as if someone was crawling behind me. I could hear a noise which sounded like as if there was a friction between a road and an object. Then I took little left, the object also took little left. I took little right, the object also took right. My heart was beating very fast, as if it would come out of my mouth. After crossing 40-50 meters, I gathered courage to look back. But what I saw left me dumbstruck. I saw there was a bunch of leaves following me. After 20-30 meters, when I reached my home, I threw my cycle and ran into my house. My mother started yelling and said, "What happened?" Then I went back to have another look at my cycle and realized that the bunch of leaves were attached to a thread, and the thread was stuck to my bicycle stand. I would leave this up to you, the way you want to infer whether the thread was stuck to my bicycle by a ghost or it was a mere coincidence. Let me tell you another story which is more terrifying. Have you ever felt any ghost inside you?
Yeah. Yes.
This happened to me also. Once, when this happened to me last month when I was alone in Bangalore. I was staying in a hotel in Outer Ring Road. I was watching TV and the room was completely dark. suddenly I realized that my body is completely numb and I'm paralyzed. My brain was the only organ in my body which was functioning except any other body part. However, it had no control over any other body part. I wanted to sit up, but I couldn't. I wanted to move my hand, but I couldn't move my hand an inch. Even a toe or a finger. Then I was paralyzed for almost 30 minutes, as I remember. Then I apprehended suddenly that I was dreaming. And I woke up. So during all these times, there's always a leap of faith. You never know what is going to happen. So sometimes what happens, sometimes you imagine a reality which is not true, just like the first instance I explained. Sometimes reality cannot be imagined, just like the second instance. And most of the times it is actually left to the person's conviction to decide what is reality and what is imagination. I will leave these two instances to you to evaluate the way you want to conclude. I was unable to conclude anything of my own. But there is always a question which pops into my mind, and that is, all the reality we see now, is it reality or virtual? So with that, over to you, Toastmaster Abdul.